Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial video of Sambo's Geospatial. Today we're going to be learning how to create an interactive dashboard using the ArcGIS online. So we're going to begin with opening our browsers and searching ArcGIS online. Then we're going to log into our ArcGIS accounts, either it's an online account or an enterprise account. So we're going to sign in. I'm going to put in our details, which is our username and our password. So in our content, we have everything we've worked on, and now we're going to create our dashboard. So we have two different ways of creating a new dashboard. Either we create it from an existing web map, or we create it from an app launcher. So we can create it from this app launcher by clicking on this app launcher here and selecting our dashboards, or creating an app dashboards, or we're going to open our web map and create the dashboard from the app launcher. So in this case, we're just going to create a new dashboard from the app launcher. So click on it and select our dashboards. Then the interface of the dashboards open, showing you all the dashboards you've worked on. Then we're going to create a new dashboard. So we'll select create dashboard. Then we're going to give it a title. So the dashboard we're going to be creating today is our crime dashboard. Demo. So we can give it tags. Maybe like you can give it as tags crime. You can give it a dashboard. Can give it Nigeria, whichever tag you want to use for it. Then a little detail of what the dashboard is about, and the folder and where we want to save the dashboard. So we're going to create the dashboard now. So when we open our new dashboard, this is the interface that we're going to meet. And now to start adding elements to our dashboard. So the first thing we'll need to add to our dashboard is the map. So we're going to click on this plus symbol. We can either add elements by clicking on this plus symbol here, or going over here to click on the plus symbol, add elements. So we're going to add from here, and we're going to add our map. Here we're going to see all the maps we've created, whether the maps that have been publicly shared in our organization or private maps that we've created. So we are going to select the map or the layer that we want to create our dashboard from. In this scenario, we're going to create our dashboard from this map showing Nigeria crime demo. So we select. Then we want to activate some settings for our map. So we're going to start with activating our zoom in and out, which will allow the users to be able to zoom in and zoom out. We are going to activate our base map switcher, which will allow the viewers to switch and to select any base map of their choice. We are going to activate our legend, which will make our viewers to see what each symbol represents. And in your case, you can activate any one of your choice. But in this scenario, I'm just going to activate these three, which is the legend, the base map switch, and the zoom in and out. So we're going to give the map a name. So we're going to go to general and give it a title. So we're going to make the title of this map be Nigeria crime map. You can just give it a crime map and say crime map. So that's the name. Then you can always give it a little bit of information. Maybe you can type like map showing different crime locations in Nigeria, whichever choice you want. Then minimize, and yeah, you can just give it some. If you want to change the heading name, for now we're just going to leave it as white as the default. Done. Alright, so our map has come on to the dashboard. We've successfully added our map, and if you notice, the settings that we activated are here. The legend, which shows what each symbol represents, the base map, if we want to switch and select any base map of our choice. So in this case, I'm going to be working with light gray canvas, so I'm selecting light gray canvas. Then I'm collapsing this, and this is the zoom in and out in case you want to zoom in or zoom out. So we're going to be adding another element, and the next element we are going to want to add is our crime type, showing the different types of crime by their counts. So here is where we're going to add our map. So we click on add map, and we're going to see different areas we can add. If we want to add it here or here, or if we want to stack it on top of the map, it's our choice. So we're going to add it to our right, so we're going to click here. So now it's showing what elements we want to add, and in this case we're going to add a serial chart, because we want a chart showing the different types of crime that occurred around Nigeria. So we're going to select serial chart, and we're going to link it to a layer, and the layer we're working with is crime type. So we're selecting crime type, and then we're giving it a field. So we want to visualize our crime type, so we'll click on crime type by count. So all the types of crimes that have occurred are shown here by their counts. So we'll hover over this to say that communal clash has occurred 27 times, cultism 27 times, cybercrime 21 times, and the list goes on and on. So now we want to go over here. So we have different ways we can represent the crime type. We can represent it as the bar charts. We can represent it vertically or horizontally, depending on whichever choice you may want. So I'm just going to leave it as vertical for now. Then the series. So we are going to give it multiple colors, whereby one color represents one type of crime. So we're going to give it by category. So we also have the option of changing the color in case we do not like or want to change the color. So now each of the crimes are represented by different colors, so we can change it as time goes on. Then we want to give it a name, the name of this chart. So giving this chart crime type. So crime type. Alright, so we're giving it a name. We can still add some more information if we choose to, and then we're going to still duplicate this name here. So we have different ways of representing our labels. So to represent the label, we are going to go to the category axis, placements, and then we're going to select on whichever one we want. We have different methods of representing the label, so we're going to select on staggered. That's what I'm going to use. Then we're going to click on done. So we've successfully added the bar charts representing the types of crime by count. Then we're going to add another element. So to add, I'm going to go to add elements. We're adding it here. We're going to select serial charts, link it to the layer, and then we're going to select our date of occurrence. So this time we want to make it a trend chart showing different occurrences by the months and the year. So we have a way we want to filter, and we want to just see occurrences for just 2026. We're going to click on filter and then date of occurrence. Then if the date of occurrence is, you can see it's for last year, so it's going to show from 2025 to 2026. This to 2025 January to 2025 December. You can see the crime that has occurred, the number of crimes that has occurred by the months. But in this case, we're going to switch it off because we're still going to have a general filter that's going to filter it off for us. So we're going to cancel it. I'm just showing in case we're not going to have a general filter for that. So next, we're going to give it a name, and the name of this is crime trend. We'll give it crime trend. All right, and then people may want the labeling to come up. I'm going to select series and we'll activate the label. So now the label is up here. We have a choice to toggle it off or on, and we can represent it as either decimal or percentage, but we're going to leave it as decimal, and then done. So the next thing we want to add is response. So we'll click on add data, then we're adding it here over to the left, and the response, we are going to represent it as a pie chart. So we're going to click on pie charts, link it to our layer, then look for the response layer. So we have here police response, so we're going to click it. So we have 37% of the crime police responded to it, 32.5 they didn't respond, and then 32.5 were also the lead response. So we have different ways we can represent our pie charts. So I'll go to charts, then the angle that we want the chart to be, we can just twist it for our choice, whichever way we want it. Then the radius, I'm going to add a radius to it, not too big. Then the label, you can leave the label as percentage or as value. So in this case, I'm leaving it as percentage. Then the line optics as the line for the label. You can either make it transparent or disappear. In this case, we're making it transparent. So we can also add a legend. So this is the legend over here. And we can either make the legend to be represented as percentage or as value. In this case, I'm leaving it as a value. And then we're going to give the chart a title. So we'll go to general and I give it a title. So we're going to give it as response. All right. Then if we also want to change the color, for instance, if we don't want the color that we see here, we're going to go to slice and change the color to our tastes. Let's say delayed response, we can make it yellow. Let's make that yellow. And then let's make no red. And then let's make yes, or let's make yes green or blue. Let's make it blue. Make it green instead. All right, so we're done adding our pie charts. All right, so done. Now we can see that the chart has been added to our dashboard. If we want to add some indicators where we can use to represent numbers, for instance, number of deaths, number of injured, number of affected, numbers of displayed. So to add that, we're going to add elements. I'm going to add it over the pie chart. So to represent that, we're going to select indicator, connect it to our layer. Then for the numbers, it has to be in sum depending on which data you want to represent. For this instance, we want to represent number of dead people. So number dead, click on it, and we don't want it by count, we want it by sum. So we're going to click on sum. So we're going to give this an icon, optional. So to add an icon, we click on add icon. We have different options to choose from. We have so many options. Then in case we don't find what we are looking for, we can just upload our SVG code, our code here. So then we're going to look for an icon that best represents death. So we're going to select this as death. All right, then we'll click on OK. So now we've selected the death icon. We're going to give it a name. Say number of dead. Number of deaths. So we also have the option to change the color of our tastes. Maybe the color of our icon, we want to change it to any color of our choice. The same goes with our background, same goes with our text and our numbers. So we're going to leave it like this for this class. So we'll click on done. We also want to represent another one, number of injured. So we're going to just be quick with this. Indicator there, number of injured as sum. We're going to add an icon to it. So say this, you can use this as the icon, and then OK, and give it number of injured, and then we're leaving it this way. Done. Then we'll just add as much indicators as we want, depending on what we want to represent in our dashboard. Okay, so now we're done. Okay, as you can see, I made a little bit of omission here. I'm supposed to indicate that affected men that are less than 60 years old. So if we want to make any addition, we'll come over here, click on our settings, and then for the name, I'm now going to give it less than 60 years old, and done. So in case we want to add any other indicator, we want to add our map legend, we can add it here so that the legend of the map can show. But because we already have that toggled on in the settings of the map, we're not going to add it here. When we're creating our dashboard, we don't want our dashboard to be overcrowded. Then indicators, mostly to represent numbers, figures of occurrences or things. Then grudge is like ranking from like high, medium, low, or number of intensity, maybe from 0% to 100%. Then list, table, details. Then if you want to put in like a picture, you can also put the link here for it. So for this tutorial, we're just going to focus on this. Then we're going to give our dashboard a heading, and to add the heading, we're going to go to our view, then we're going to click on header, and we're going to add header. So the name of our dashboard is crime dashboard demo, so we're going to leave it like this, or we can edit the name if we choose to, but in this case I'm going to leave the heading like this. Then if we want to add our logo in case we are creating it for an organization, or we just want to add a logo, we can always add it here. URL on an icon. We want to add background image to the header, you can also add it And yeah, that's it. So now that we've added our heading, we have to arrange. We want to arrange our dashboard, so we can move. In case we added an element in a place we don't want to add it, we can always move it. Drag and drop. Can drag or drop to any location of our choice, and then to rearrange it, we can now zoom this like this. Move this because we need more space for this. Zoom out so we can see the whole extent of the map. Then I'm going to give this 75%. Then we're giving this 50%. We're giving this 25%. 25. Okay. So we're going to do the same with this too. 75. 50. And 25. Alright. And then I'm going to move it a little more. Okay. So we have the option of adding filter. So there are two different ways with places we can add our filter. We can either add the filter to the header, or we can add it as a sidebar. So we're going to try the two of them. So now to add header, we're going to click on view. Then if you want to add the filter to the header, just add selector and then category selector. So we're going to bring out a states filter. So we're going to give it a name, to group value. We're going to link it to the layer, and then we're going to leave it as states because we want to represent the states. So we're going to leave it as states. Then selector, you can either make it as single select or multi-select. So for some people that want to see occurrences in different states or just one particular state, we're just going to take it as multiple. We're going to toggle this on show reset and select all. Yeah, so we can now give it a name. So we'll give it states. Okay, then we can add an icon in case we want to represent the state as an icon, maybe something depending on whichever one we want, but we're not going to give it an icon here, so I'm just going to cancel. So states, and then done. So as we can see, let's close this, the state has been added here. So this is like a filter. If we click on this, we can select the states. So, and then we select 1, 2, 3. We can also reset all. Select all, reset all. To make our dashboard interactive, we'll have to activate. We'll have to turn on the activation for all the elements, starting with the map. So to turn on the activation for the map, we're going to select the settings, map actions, and then we'll toggle everything on for our indicators, our bar charts, our pie charts, and our trends. So done. We're going to do the same for our charts. So we'll go to actions, toggle everything on. And then we'll turn on the flash, turn on the pan, and turn on the zoom. And we're done. We're going to do that for our trend, actions, alright, done. Doing that for our response. Done. So the indicator doesn't have an action, so that's why we have to set the action from every other place. And then for our filter, we also need to set the action for it. So the action, we're going to toggle everything on, whereby we select any state, everything on the dashboard will be filtered to only bring out data for just that particular state. And we're done. So for instance, if we want to just view data on armed robbery, we click on armed robbery, everything changed. The only selected ones are those with armed robbery. It shows that there are 8 incidents that were delayed response, 5 no response, and 12 responses. Then in the whole of Nigeria from 2021 to 2026, 410 people died from armed robbery. Numbers of affected women, children, pregnant women, and elderly. Then we can also see for cattle and any type of crime that we choose. So some people, they won't really know that the chart is interactive like this, so they will just be looking for the filter. That's why it's good to always have a filter. So now we're going to add a filter to the side, because I said there were 2 different ways we can add a filter, either to the header or to the sidebar. So we're going to add as a sidebar. So we'll click on view, we'll click on sidebar, then we're going to add a sidebar. So I'm going to give the sidebar name type filter. I'll make it all caps lock. Filter. And then we're done. So now we have filter here. So we're going to be adding the filters that we want. So add the filter, the sidebar will add selector, and then we'll click on category selector. Then we're going to click on grouped values. We'll link it to our layer, and then we want to represent the types of crime that occurred. So we're going to click on crime type. So everything is going to show. Then we'll now want to select how do we want it to be visible. Do we want it as drop down? Do we want it as this? Do we want it as inline? Whichever choice, but I'm going to leave it as drop down so it won't be too congested. Then we can also select if we want it to be single select or multi select. So we're going to click on multi select. Then we're going to toggle on show reset and select all. Okay, so we can give it a name. I'm going to give it a name, and the name for this is going to be crime type. So we're going to click on done. So as you can see, we have a crime type filter here. If we select here, we can click on any crime type that we want to visualize. Now that we have the crime type as the filter, we will need to make it interactive. So to make it interactive, we'll go to the settings, go to the actions, and we'll toggle on all the filters for all the indicators, the map, the charts, and the pie charts. So we'll toggle them all on. Then we're going to activate the flash, activate the pan, and activate the zoom. Then done. So now if we want to see for assaults, we'll just click on assaults. It's going to zoom to the areas where assault has occurred. So there are 22 records of assaults, and then the response, and then the KPIs. And then we're going to add another filter. We're just going to add a filter by year. So to add a filter again, the same way, sidebar, add selector, add a filter, grouped value, we'll link it to the layer. Then we want to select it by year of occurrence. So we're going to look for the year. We'll click on year. So then it's selected as year. We're going to give it a name. Choose year of occurrence. Year of occurrence. Then we can make it multiple, we can make it drop down, and then we'll toggle this on, and then we're going to make it interactive. Okay, and we are done. So now we are done adding the filter. So we can either make this filter visible or we can make it compact. So to do that, we're going to click on the settings, and then we have the option of making it compact. So I'm going to toggle this on, collapse sidebar, click on this, and done. So that way our dashboard is here, and we can click on this to then give it a filter. For instance, we want to see the occurrences in 2023. Everything is going to zoom. So this is the 2023 from January to December, the crime trend, and then the data for 2023 crime occurrence in Nigeria. So then if we want for the crime type, maybe we want to see the amount of kidnapping in 2023. So it just shows kidnapping occurred in Kano and some other states. So you can just play around with it and add as much as we want, and then reset all or select all, whichever way. Then we're going to save our work, and we can give it a theme. So we have different options of theme. We have the lights, we can represent it as dark. We have different options depending on whichever design you want to give it. So we're going to give it daytime blue. So this is our dashboard. Our dashboard is ready and it's interactive. So now this is the crime occurrence in Benue State. You can see the assault, banditry, communal crash, drug trafficking, and terrorism occurred here. We can also see the years: January 2023, March 2023, July 2023, and September 2023. So we're going to reset it so it will show for every year from 2022 to 2026. And then we're also going to reset this, and then reset this, and now our dashboard is ready. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you all in our next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends, anyone that needs to learn. All right, bye.